We're now going to look at the UV and edge selection and range selection. This is a NURBS sphere. If I want to select U or V, I can select UV row. But this feature has changed to be part of the range selection. So if I wish to select these points in U or V, I'm in point mode, I can select a single point, and now if I hold down the Alt key, I have range selection with my left mouse button, loop selection with the middle mouse button, and the standard contextual menu with the right mouse button. So the left mouse button, range. If I now select this one, it selects the range in between my selection. If I were to middle click, there we go, it will select the loop. If I were to select middle click here, it selects the loop. If I wish to add to the selection, I simply hold down Alt and Shift, and now I'm adding the loop that way. So that's working with NURBS. Now if we have a look at the polygons, we can start to work with edges. If we have an edge loop, this will go around no corners, it's just going to continue on. If this is a picking session, so I can continue to pick like so. I can also again hold down Shift to add to my selection. If I were to use the around corners, I will get an option where it will hit a junction and it will stop because it's splitting into multiple corners here. But if it was fairly obvious, something like that, it will continue around the corners. I can also select multiple at the same time. And again, holding down Shift, I'm going to add to that selection. We also have, in addition to the standard edge loops in the menu here, is the loop and range selection. If I deselect this, now holding down the Alt key, with the left mouse button I can do a range. Sorry, that was the middle mouse button. So, Alt, left mouse button is range. There's my first, there's my last, it will do the range. So if I were to hold it again, here is my first, and I'm now going to do it over here and see what it does. It will actually traverse the area on my polygons and give me my best shot at filling that in. So say from here to here. It's trying to take a direct route. If I were to middle click, it will actually just select the loop. This also works for polygons and points. So left mouse button will do a range. If I hold down Shift, I can add to that selection. And holding down just the middle mouse button will do a loop. So middle mouse button, it's going to try and cover the entire loop in one direction. When it comes to border edges, once it hits the border edge it will stop, believing that to be a potential loop. If there are no border edges, it will go all the way around. So here, if I were to take the first two, middle click, it hits the border edge. If I were to take this and select here, It's going to pass multiple border edges and know that I can ignore it. So it has a certain amount of intelligence when selecting. This is very useful for complex concave and convex objects. I've been working in the standard XSI mode, but now in extended component selection or SI3D selection, the Alt key still does the range with my left mouse button. The middle mouse button, which formerly did the loop, now deselects. So instead, I now hold down Control, and with the left mouse button I can do my loop.